Ooh, loot. Let's get it. Barrel. Okay, barrel. Stop going. Stand over here. Now barrel. For fuck's sake. Barrel. Barrel. Fucking stop running into the fucking crates. Barrel. Open the barrel. Open this fucking fuck it. Fuck it. You know what? I'm done. Fuck this. Fuck this barrel. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Game Explorers. Today we look at a game called Steam Bandits Outpost. First of all, currently the game is still in early access on Steam, and when it's fully completed it's supposed to be released on mobile phones, on computers, and it's supposed to be free to play if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Free version coming soon. It will include all the town building and vanity stuff, but the RPG stuff will be included in the full game. Only acts 1 to 3 in the free version. Alright, that sounds fine. But $20 right now to play the game. I'll explain. So, to play the game right now in its current version and until its full release, you buy the Adventures Pack for $20 on Steam. Or you can just wait until it's finally released and it should be free for at least the first 3 acts of the story bit, which I will come to in a little bit, because this game has a lot to offer. We're gonna go step by step. So first off, appearance. The game is really colorful. I guess you can see that from the videos. There's a lot of colors and contrast here and there. The designs are also nice. There's some detail on the models and stuff. The animations are smooth. And here's something I don't like about this style. The characters themselves look like they are cel shaded or some shit like that. I hate that style. That style just makes me puke. But the backgrounds are great. Nice and great. And the whole game is 2D isometric view, which is good for an RPG. You know, it's traditional and stuff, and it allows the creator of the game more more room to make the game itself and not focus too much about other perspectives and that stuff. But its problem shows when you're trying to move or click on something. Let's go to the captain's garage. I wanna set them to for fuck's sake, I want to go down. Please fucking walk forward on the fucking path I spent hours putting there. Just no, yes, that's where I want to go, but I don't want to stand here. Fuck it, I'll stand here. Fuck you. You keep misclicking on stuff you don't want to click on, and that is a problem, because look, every item in this game has a huge hitbox or click box, and that is good for when you're playing on mobile, because your finger can't click on the very minute pixel that you want to stand on. But that is very annoying when you have a lot of buildings clustered together like I have on my island. Once I built all this stuff, I can't move around as I like because there's no room to click. I want to click here, I end up clicking on a fucking barrel or a building or a furnace. What the fuck is that furnace? The smoking one? Why do I have a clock in the middle of the town square? I don't fucking know. Anyway, it's a good idea to have the huge click box for mobile games, but if you're having it on PC, that click box needs to be a bit more specific so that it stops being annoying. But these are just tiny nitpicks. It could be fixed if you can change the angle you're looking at. Like, the whole game is in this and is on this angle. You can't change it. You can't rotate. You can only zoom in, zoom out. That's about it. And that is really, really annoying. Sometimes, you know, when you're in a place like this, you just want to go somewhere. But most of the time, it doesn't do too much. Like, it doesn't hurt too much, except for when the game glitches or something. But we'll talk about that stuff in the end. Right now, we move on to the gameplay. First off, the controls. The whole game can be controlled using only the mouse or only the keyboard or a mix between them if you wish. Whatever control scheme is more relaxing to you, you can do that. I don't remember that you can change the control buttons and stuff, but I didn't mind really because I played the whole game using only the mouse. Because then I only have one hand to play the game and the other hand to drink coffee. And that is just fantastic. So what about the story? Every game usually has a story or a setting or something. So why haven't I talked about it so far? It's because the story is the weakest part of this game. I don't even know what the story is and I don't give a shit. It's so lame I forgot about it the first day I played. How do you play the story? It's like an MMO. You go to guys with exclamation marks over their head, click on them, click on their text until they tell you to do something, go over there, do it, submit the quest, you're done, and keep going on and on, moving from one town to another. This is the RPG part they were talking about. They say in the free version you get the first 3 acts of the RPG part of the game, which is just this. And you know what? I'm fine with that. You know what? You can keep the whole 3 acts. I don't care. I stopped doing that stuff right after the tutorial because then the best part of the game was introduced. The town building and customization, which I'll get to in a little bit because that's a big portion. First off, the combat. I'll talk about it first because it's a bit shorter. Turn-based RPG. You got a party of 3 versus the enemies, take turns. There's timers on each character. Once the timer reaches the end, it's your turn to attack. Like the typical old school Final Fantasy stuff. But yeah, just that. But the skills, that's the good part. There are no classes in this game. Your class is determined by the equipment you got, and you can customize every piece of equipment you have or your party members have. Hats, jackets, gloves, necklaces, and the most important stuff is the weapon and something called the cogs. COG. I don't remember what it stands for. It stands for something here. It's not as a cog, it stands for something. Anyway, each cog gives you something. Like the ambush gives you 2 skills, the guardian gives you a healing and the fixing, some shit like this. Each cog gives you 2 skills to use. Each weapon gives you 2 skills to use. Some weapons have a passive effect, which is good. And later on, when you reach a certain level, you can equip 2 cogs, so you can have up to 6 skills to use, and the passive of your weapon or whatever equipment you have equipped at that time. When you level up, you don't gain skill and stuff like that. You just increase your attributes like health or damage or some shit like this. When you do missions, you gain points and some stuff. If you do an assault mission in the area of Atmid, you get points in combat in Atmid region. This stuff helps you to open up missions later on, which I'll explain what are these opening mission stuff. So from your town base, you can have a captain's garage. This is a place where you assign a captain or more. Right now I only have 1, and you set them out to do some missions. There's patrol missions, assault missions, safari missions, prospecting missions, trading missions, there's a huge amount of missions, and each mission gives you something. An assault mission gives you XP in that stuff. A patrol mission gives you a beacon, as well as a safari and prospecting mission. What's a beacon? It's an item you use to open an island, a floating island, like the one you see here. This is a safari island. What that means is my captain spent 5 minutes doing a safari mission, then came back with a beacon that opened up an island where I can go to catch a new pet, Pokemon style. If you did parries, it's yours. Well, it's not Pokemon style, but you open islands, go collect stuff. A patrol mission gives you a beacon to open up an island with bandits or monsters on it that you can kill for XP and stuff. A prospecting mission opens up an island with resources that generate every little bit, so you can keep going there until the beacon runs out to get resources. What do I mean by beacon runs out? Each island you unlock only stays unlocked for 24 hours. So, a patrol mission, you have 24 hours to do it after you unlock the beacon. So you can amass a huge amount of beacons in your inventory to use at your disposal. And of course, the higher the level of the garage, the better missions and rewards you get. Low levels gives you low level missions, higher gives you higher stuff. And quicker than you can expect, you'll be way too strong for these missions. Because this game, it just has a really good way to distract you. And the best way of distraction is the town itself, which is my favorite feature of this game. Building your own town brick by brick. Now, let's talk about this. So you start off with one starting island and almost nothing but the office, a small port, a garage, and your engineer. But then, when you move on a bit, you unlock another island and more options to unlock. First off, you start by building your office, the main building in the island in the center of it. That building is what controls everything. Every time you upgrade the building, you open up more options of building stuff. You open up more factories, harvesters, producers, decorative items, new buildings, that kind of stuff. And then you build each building. You buy it, you place it, it's there. When you get the building you want and find a good spot for it, you can customize it further by picking the colors. Each building has about 2 color slots, or maybe even 1. You pick the colors you want, you apply them, you buy them, and there's supposed to be a small window over there that shows you what the building will look like. But sometimes that glitches out, and I will speak about the glitches later on. But anyway, once you're satisfied with the color, you can choose other stuff like the sign of the building, the landscape, the theme. They all have about 4 options. The one that is none that you are equipped, and there's 3 more options that vary in their prices. Of course, the prices are not an indication of how good it looks. I mean, how good it looks is just a matter of taste. Like here, I prefer a trimmed garden, which costs like 5 gold over the other ones that costs 40. And of course, I always prefer steampunk, but in this case I'll choose the treasure theme, because it fits the mood of this island that I want. This isn't my starting island, of course, but yeah. Anyway, you can customize the building as you wish. Once that is done, you can move it around. But here, I'm removing some stuff from the island. Yes, you can remove anything on the island that you don't like. The options you're given to customize your island may give you no excuse to have the island look anything else other than what you want. You can remove stuff, add stuff, move stuff, turn around stuff. It's amazing. A lot of options for customization. And before long, you will have a steampunk metropolis to manage. Workers coming in and out, people visiting, you visiting, production of materials, trading, building, customization, all the stuff is amazing. I mean, look at this stuff. And well, when I said before long, I don't really mean it. It takes you forever to build all the stuff, because you can build it down to the block. And the customization and stuff doesn't just stop there once you build a building. You need to hire people. You get people in the tutorial bit. When you build a building, the robot tells you, congratulations, you're not an idiot. Here, have someone who can work in that building you just made. But later on, when you have other islands, you have to find your own means of getting people. From the traveling menu, there is a special place called Runner's Rest, I think, or Traveler's Rest. This is supposed to be like a central hub for players and stuff. Although you don't see anyone online, or maybe that's just me. You go there to trade resources that you can't get normally, or buy people from that very nice lady standing there selling people to you, or hiring, whichever way you look at it. Anyway, Once you have the people you want, you can go back to your hometown and set them to task. You pick the building, you choose the people who work there, and then you choose the tasks you want them to perform, and then you press the start task button. If it works, sometimes it doesn't. Another bug. Anyway, if it does work, each building will have a timer under them indicating when will the task be done. This time goes in real time, so that you can look at it as either a good thing or a bad thing. It's bad if you just want this stuff to be done. You just want some wood done, but you don't want to wait the whole minute or two or whatever that is. You just want to go on a safari expedition, but you don't want to wait 5 minutes for the fucking captain to come back with a fucking beacon. You just want to go there. So that can be annoying like that, but it's also good in another way. What if you want to refill your coffee cup? You can set that captain to get you that beacon you want and go make your own some more coffee. Or go take a shit or something. Pick your nose, I don't know, whatever. You have some time to do it. The money stuff might take sometimes like several hours to when you're farming or having the tavern produce money, so you can do that before you go to sleep and turn off the game. The timers will continue working, and when you log in, you'll find all the stuff you're producing waiting for you. So that's one way to look at it. So about the people you hire to do these tasks, they don't have to be stuck in one task forever. You don't have to get that one special person to work in that refinery or in that tavern or whatever. You can assign anyone who works for you on this island to work in any one of your buildings. They won't say no, trust me. The AI is stupid. So, why would you want to do that? You might want to use them because they have different skill points. For example, in the lumber, you will need one lumber point in the guy to do the gather 5 wood, but you need 10 to gather 10 wood, so you might assign someone else with a higher number there to help him out. So that saves time, and you can switch people around to do any tasks you want, or have them gain experience in different fields. Or you can even take them as party members, equip them and put your party members in whatever places you want them to be. You control everybody's lives on the island, which is good. Maybe you want someone who has a lot of background in different stuff. Maybe you want the captain in the captain's garage who does all these missions for you to help you out on a mission because they get a lot of experience. Or maybe one of your party members has experience in gathering wood and they can help out in the mill. Yeah, all that stuff is great. You can switch between them and do all that stuff. That's fantastic. So what do these buildings do? Well, each building has a use, of course. The one you see in the middle there, that's my pet zoo, where I keep my a robotic dog and 2, rat or something. But anyway, I have a robotic dog pet. I just want to point that out, and that is fucking awesome. You have different types of buildings. You have harvesters that collect resources, produce resources like wood, flux, gas, whatever that stuff. You have other buildings, the crafters, that use these resources to produce stuff. The tailor uses the cotton and fabric and stuff like that to produce armors. Engineer produces some cool shit. The blacksmith uses materials to produce weapons. The glassmaker produces accessories. And all these buildings can be improved. When you upgrade to one of these buildings, they produce better stuff. I got my mechanical dog from the engineer. That's fucking awesome. And if I can upgrade it somehow, later you get a jump jet or jetpack that will help you reach islands you previously weren't able to get to. And that's fucking awesome. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Cute. So you might have noticed I spent way too much time on the island and the town that you built. That's because you will be doing the same, most likely. This is the most attractive feature of the game by far. The customization stuff and building your own town. That's the best part. You'll be spending so much time there. When I was playing the tutorial, once I started building stuff, I completely ignored the tutorial, the missions, and I spent 5 straight hours on that island without even blinking, working and working. And after some time, I built this metropolis, of course. And just when you think you will get tired, what will you do once you fill every square on that island? Well, you can tear it down and build new, but that's not very nice. If you progress through the game, you open more islands for you to customize. So this one will have this theme, this one will have another theme. I want this one to do this one to do that. It's great, amazing customization, and it will take so much time you might forget about the quest as I did. Might. The combat itself is not too bad, it's nice, enjoyable, pleasant. But meh. But here's the thing about this game. There's also a community. I mean, this is an online only game right now. Right now, to play this game, you have to be online, you have to register on their site and log in. So they say the game once they're done with it, when it's fully released, it won't have all that stuff. But who cares when it's released? I mean, come on, right now it's playable, it's great. I don't know. I think I'm going to burn myself out on this game before it's released. But right now, to play you have to be online, logged in. Okay, that's fine by me, but why do I have to be that if I don't see anyone online? I mean, you see other players around. They come to visit your island. But they are not online. Like, their characters come to visit you, but they're not the ones controlling them. It's just like the AI or something. Which is, it makes you believe there's players playing. I mean, if you asked me just yesterday if there's people online playing this game, I would have said no. There's just me and 2 other guys. And that's all I knew until some reason while recording this footage. There's like 10 people came to visit my island, which is interesting. So I would say yes, there are player base. People are playing this game. It's getting popular. It's nice. But other than seeing offline player characters visiting your island and you adding them as your friends and visiting their islands yourself, I don't see much interaction, you know. It's like the game reminds you there's people that play this game, but you can't do anything about it. It's just, hey, people play this game too. You can add them as friends. Hooray, great, fantastic. So we've been talking about this game and how great it is in some aspects. So what's the bad stuff about this game? I mean, come on, there's no perfect game in the world, right? Anyway, this game, the resource gathering stuff and combat and interface, none of that stuff is properly explained. Like, for example, if you build a fiber mill, if you build a fiber mill near a wyvern's den, they're supposed to collect some fiber from it, but I don't know how to do that. The game doesn't tell you how. Or that hydro plant is supposed to collect water from the pond. I put the hydro plant right in front of that pond, and I don't know why it's not collecting stuff unless I tell it to. So some stuff like that are really annoying and frustrating if you don't know what to do or how to level up my people faster in whatever jobs they're doing. I want my lumber guy to get a level 10 lumber mill experience so he can collect more wood or produce planks, but to do that it's gonna take me a year or so just to get him that high. So what do? Or the nice lady that sells you workers out there on Runner's Rest. Once I bought all 3 of them that she offered, she didn't offer me anymore. So maybe I need to progress in the game. Maybe it's a glitch. Or maybe I have to wait some time, knowing that I already bought the first 2, then waited for around several months before buying the last one. I know some stuff like that are really annoying. And of course some of the interface buttons, you don't know what they do. When you hover your mouse over them, you don't want to click the wrong button and do something you regret. Maybe some text that can explain that stuff will be better. I don't know. The game doesn't tell you, and you don't know. And when you're on a quest or something, there should be a mini map or something. I mean, the main quests, the story missions, they take place on islands you're unfamiliar with. Big town islands, really big islands, so you might get lost, you might forget what your quest is. So is there a log to view what you were doing recently if you take a long break from the game? Is there a minimap to help you navigate your way around the big island? Yeah, that stuff is missing. Hopefully it will be added later or something will be done about it. This game is still early access, so there's still changes and updates, which is something I like. So anyway, I've been talking too long. Let's summarize. Alright, first off, the negatives. One is the viewing angle. It's annoying at times. Two, the well, it's not really a negative, it's debatable. It's the general feeling of the game. The game looks pretty, looks colorful. The music is relaxing. Even the combat music isn't that intense. That might be just me, but I don't really like it. That makes me feel like there isn't much impact of the combat I'm doing. This is great stuff for when you're customizing your town, but it's not so great when you're on a mission, right? You don't feel it. You know what I mean? So yeah, and of course the current price point of $20. The game has a lot of content, but $20? No. Of course, the map thing that's required, or I believe it's required, that's also a negative. And of course, there's a lot of bugs in the game. A lot of bugs, like when some buttons get stuck and refuse to work unless you go to another place and come back, or sometimes you get disconnected and kicked back to the main menu. Don't worry, all your progress is saved automatically. But bugs like these can be annoying, and of course when you want to loot something but you can't, like that barrel in the beginning, that happens more often than it looks. You don't see much in the footage I have here because most of it is in town, but when you're on missions, sometimes there's something you want to loot and it looks like it can be looted. It even has that sparkly effect, but when you click on it your character goes somewhere, and that bug just messed me up when I started the game for the first time. It got me stuck on the very first island because I couldn't build the office. I didn't know how, and stuff like that really annoys me. And finally, the biggest problem, in my opinion, is a poor explanation of the mechanics and features in the game. Yeah, I mean, up to now, I've spent I don't know how many hours playing this game, and I still feel like playing even more. I still don't understand some stuff, like resource gathering or professions. Some stuff needs to be explained better, which I hope will be addressed in the final version of the game. An extra note about the story: it's not very engaging, and I really hate the MMO style of questing. That stuff can be considered a negative, but I let it slide as personal preference for now, because it doesn't really distract from the other good stuff, which, let's talk about them. The positives of this game are many. The style and aesthetic, that's a good one, relaxing, nice. Even though I said they were a negative or debatable for me, I believe this is something good for a lot of people. The fact that there's going to be a free version of the game for anybody who wants, that's great. Town customization, amazing. Combat, nice, I liked it. The skills system, the weapons having skills, the cogs having skills, I love that system. I love that stuff. You can switch and swap weapons and cogs with party members to have different roles during combat. The focus on exploration as well as town building. There's as much focus on exploration and going out on several small islands and big islands, as well as building your town. The steampunk setting, of course, that's fucking amazing. uh, I mean, come on, steampunk open world RPG town building, lots of green.